Hi, all. My name is Roxanne Wilson. I guess I go by Rox Talk Show on TikTok. And welcome to the TikTok Shop live course. I'm so excited to be here with y'all because if you're watching this, it means that you have a desire to figure out the live thing, which is great because, as you know, online shopping or app shopping is kind of where it's at, and it's going to keep on going that way. So, my goal for you in this course is that you have a little bit more understanding of how to go live. But I want you to know that what I'm going to show you and the things that I'm going to teach you, which I'm so excited to teach you, more than anything, the most important thing is that you make sure that you're yourself through this. So when you hear tips and tricks I have of the trade, try them, but your goal is not to copy me or anybody else, but to find you in all of this. Okay. So I want to give you that space, kind of like best movie of all time, Dirty Dancing, like, whoa, spaghetti arms. This is your dance space. This is my dance space. So you're going to have the dance space. And once you've got it, you can just move and groove and be you. All right. Before, let me just tell you about this course as well too. So the way I've got this course set up is kind of like a 101 like intro. So some of you might be like, I got this, Roxanne, I don't need this. But if you're just now getting started or you feel like whatever you're doing just isn't working, let's start with part one of this course. That's going to give you the bones of not only like how to choose your products, but also what to talk about, how to make that work for you. Okay. Second part of it, we'll be doing a deep dive into more of the strategy and also how to check and know how you're doing in real time as well as after. And we'll also be talking about how to negotiate if you want to be doing more specific lives for companies and all that jazz. And I'll be constantly adding more things because, as we know, TikTok, as I always say, it is a video game with no direction. So don't be surprised if I add more things on as things move and you can jive. I mean, I don't even need to tell you this, but when it comes to TikTok, it's all about being movable, being flexible. And I'm glad you are. And I know this is going to be great. So let me start with kind of the mundane part, which is a little bit about me. You know my name, and I do go by Rox Talk Show on TikTok, but I was not always someone who went live on TikTok or coached TikTok Shop live. Trust me. I was actually a lawyer who decided she wanted to practice law. And like any lawyer that does not want to practice law, you get on a reality show to get out of law. And that is exactly what I did. And so I got fired on national TV, then went on to be a radio host for iHeartRadio, doing morning radio, and then went on to host on a international shopping channel. Yes, I did. So you see how this kind of, my dad always says everything in life prepares you for something you do in the future. And like, you can really see that when you look back and beyond. So I did that for years. Also, I trained hosts on how to host and how to sell. And then after that, I kind of stumbled into some other things that included like coaching small direct sellers and small businesses, and somehow ended up in the TikTok world. I just felt like it was time. All right, TikTok, I'll give you a chance. And next thing you know, here I am. So I want to show you something though, because as I tell you this, you're like, oh, you got to do that, do this. Here's what I want you to know. Even if you think like I should have these skills, I should know what I'm doing, I don't want you to get discouraged and be like, why is this not working for me? I literally started on TikTok. I mean, had a TikTok account, but I started on TikTok seriously in January of 2024. Okay. I got the ability to go live at the end of January. In February, I was going live just once in a while, kind of filling it out. I do have a desire to do talk show. So I was doing a lot of like just having conversations with people, building my community, not selling a dang thing. Now I'm going to show you, go with me here. I'm going to show you what happens when you keep going, because I want you to know that everybody starts somewhere. And I do think it just refreshed. We'll see what it does. Okay, let me share my screen. We'll see if it behaves. Yeah, it doesn't want to behave. Oh yeah, it didn't behave. Okay, so let me go down here and I'll show you. You're like, cool, Roxanne, blank screen. Love that. Love that for you. It wasn't until March, and I'm just going to show you my stats so you can see these are my live GMV stats, y'all. In March, okay, when I was going live, you can see I sold eight items, 7 orders. My live GMV was $258.71. Okay, I just want you to see that. P.S. And by the way, I went live quite a bit. Kind of incorporating it slightly. But a lot of my lives were like 16 minutes, 15 minutes. They weren't that long, but I was doing them. Okay. So that I made $258. My GMV was $258.71. Now let's go ahead and look at April. In April, it actually was $257.84 is what I pulled off there. And I sold 15 items. At the time, I wasn't really focused on, the commission. I wasn't focused. I was just kind of doing my thing and finding like products I had samples of. I'm like, take a look, y'all. Here's the newest thing. Kind of just trying all things. Okay. Now, oh, what is it doing? It's not playing nice. Okay. I'll keep going. In March, I just showed you September. I showed you March. Let's come on over. Come on over to May. May is when I first got like a little something. I did $1,924.60 GMV. That was live. Okay, y'all. That felt pretty dang good. I had 18 orders. I sold 23 things. And that was when I remember I happened to upon an item that I fell in love with that I've been using for years, and they had a special and I went with it, and there it was. And that was like, wow, 1924, amazing. Now let me show you June. June, I did $5,194.43. Taking it a little bit more seriously for sure. You can see my orders went up, my items sold went up. I don't understand the customer. I definitely have more than 4 customers. Those are some really good customers, but you can see that it went up even more. Now, let me take you to July. July is when it went. I just want to show you that jump again. We went from 5,000 in GMV, 5,100, almost 5,200 in GMV, to a number of 47,353 dollars. Now, what was different there? I still was going consistently, doing my thing, but also something that was huge in July was, of course, the deals for used days. And I'd found a product that I loved, and I couldn't stop talking about it. And that's when I really stuck to a product and wasn't doing like before I was doing like I was doing walking pads, but other things and all the stuff. And that was like May was better, June was better, July was amazing. Now, granted, like I said, there was a big sale. And when you see a big sale, you're going to see a big jump, of course. But let me show you what August looked like. August, $25,457. I do want to mention in August, I see you see those down buttons. August is also when I started going live 5 days a week on a different channel for a specific company. So I went live all month for them, but I was still on there in the morning, and still when I was doing my shows was able to generate 25,457. I'm pretty proud of that, honestly, because I just know how it's going to go. So I do work on a retainer for a company. I go live on theirs. So I made commissions and retainer for them on their channel. And then I also made this on my channel. And then this month, as we're rocking out, I still do lives on their channel. September has been a little bit more difficult, I'm not going to lie, but we're not done with September yet. And at this point, I'm at 23,679. So I'm going live on that channel, doing my thing as well, too, and trying to really hone in on working less hours, but also seeing what I can do GMV wise. So you can see this is all live GMV, y'all. None of that is from doing anything but lives. So as you can see, I think when you do well, you're like, oh my gosh, am I able to sustain it? And I've found ways to sustain it and do pretty dang well with that. So why do I mention that? Because I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, I can't do this. You can see my growth was definitely exponential, but it was from putting in the time, working on strategy, being consistent about product, right? And really showing up on the regular. And sometimes it's different times of the day, but I know, and TikTok knows, I'm going to show up, I'm going to present, I'm going to do an awesome job. And I know that you can do the same thing too. I just wanted to show you that growth, and it doesn't happen overnight at all. All of those months, I was on quite a bit. I do want you to know that. Regularly, initially was probably kind of random. And then I started going on regularly in the mornings, and then kept doing that, and then adding sometimes an afternoon show as well too. So of course, I'm always open to answer any questions, but I hope you can just see like the trajectory. And I promise you, I've learned a lot along the way, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Okay, so that's enough about me. You know the course. Part 1, we're going to go into the nuts and bolts of things, and also be sure to watch. It's an extended extended lesson, but I'm going to actually take you and walk you through exactly how to start your live and what all those little bells and whistles mean when you're in there, and how to turn certain things on to just help you out. Okay. So this is part 1. Let's go. Let's do it. And always remember, you're not ahead. You're not behind. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. I'm happy it's here with me. So let's get you going live.